So if you don't know who I am, my name's Hayden, and I've been in business for, well, around about 8 years now, since the age of 19 when I started a gardening and landscaping business. Built that to around about 3 vans, got rid of that for a tiny, tiny payout fee. When I say an exit, I guess you could class it as an exit, but we're talking, a few grand, so not really. And then got back into that. Saved up some money, invested in Amazon, and here we are now. Should do 70-ish thousand in sales this month, plus, and then some other income streams as well. And I'm nowhere near like millionaire territory, but things are going well and it's building nicely. However, if I was starting again, there's a lot of things that I would do differently. And I sort of want to talk about in this video why I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing e-commerce or Amazon if you're starting out. I think there's better ways of doing it. Now, there's not loads of edits in this video. It's not a big sort of, not going to be things popping out on the screen. This is just a raw, non-edited video of me talking about the reality here, because I think sometimes it can get misguided. A lot of people that are in jobs trying to get out. Obviously, Amazon FBA and e-commerce, if it's possible, if it looks possible to most people, some people don't think it's even possible, but obviously I can assure you it is. You can start to think that it looks really, really attractive once you can get over the fact that it is possible. And it can be attractive. Obviously, I can travel where I want, do what I want. I recorded this video randomly because, I have the time to do it. But that doesn't mean that I don't work really hard, but, it does give you the ability, the time freedom, once you've got it to a good stage, and definitely the geographical freedom to be able to go and do what I want. However, I still don't think it's the best thing to do when you're starting out, and this is why. So I started with a service-based business, you might realise, and I got that to a stage where it was earning pretty good money. I mean, I had a business partner in it, but it was still earning pretty good money. Kids outside here in London, living in London now, if you don't know. I got it to a stage where it was earning pretty good money. And I was probably paying myself, I don't know, by the way, I was 19 at the time. I was probably paying myself 19, 20, like 4K a month. It's good, paying myself in the business, whatever. Pretty good money for that sort of age, And as I say, I scaled it up a bit. We got a few more guys and it was going well. And then we decided to quit because we got distracted by easier ways to make money. You've got to be careful when you say that, but easier ways to make money. And I won't go into the story, but we got bought into like this property course that was like 15 grand, something crazy, 14 grand plus other stuff. And then it ended up just not being right for us. Ended up wasting loads of money, essentially wasting probably a year and a half of our life. And then I got back into gardening again, saved some money up, then got into e-commerce, and here we are. Anyway, that was all part of the journey. But what I want to say about that is the fact that if we didn't get distracted by shiny penny syndrome, which is what it was, if we realised the situation we were in, which was a good one, and if we carried on working really hard and putting up with the fact that maybe we weren't very passionate about it or it wasn't really for us, then quite honestly right now, I probably, if I'm honest, could be in a better situation financially than I am now. But if not, it would have been really good for me to stick with that for 2 or 3, 4 years, get a really good bit of cash behind me, and then invest it into something similar to what I'm doing now, like an e-commerce brand, which is probably what I would have done anyway, or invested in like a big podcast setup or something that I was passionate on the side, and then eventually phased the gardening and the landscaping business out once I'd earned enough money from the business or venture that I invested the profits from. And I think that would have been a better route. Now, obviously, I made it work the route that I did. As I say, we do well now, business is going great, etc., etc. However, it wasn't easy. I lived at home with my mum for a long time, reinvesting in the business, not earning much money. All my friends were at university, doing well, making money, and I was sitting at home, feeling like a loser, sitting online, buying stuff from stores, doing arbitrage at the beginning, reselling it. Obviously, now I've got a brand, and we still do multiple things of reselling, but we've predominantly got a good brand that's going well. I want to turn that into a multi-million-pound brand one day. But what I'm saying is, in the early days, I made it hard for myself because I didn't have big cash behind me. I didn't have rich parents to invest the money. And what I did was just kept going month after month, reinvesting that tiny little bit of cash I had until I got the business to a good stage, which is now where we can start investing bigger chunks of money and getting bigger returns. It would have been easier if I started and stuck with the business that I started, which was a service-based business, scaled that up, or just kept taking that cash from that business and then investing it into e-commerce or something or whatever I wanted to do at a later stage. Once I got it to a stage where it was generating good money, I could cut it down to 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 2 days a week, the service-based business, still make money from it, still live a life, still not feel like a loser, because I was actually generating good money from a business whilst then investing into a new business. And then that way I could do 3 days a week and earn 500-600 quid a week, like if I did the landscaping business just on my own, by the way. Anyone could do that now. Just get a few tools, get a van, set up a gardening business, do 3 days a week. You could earn 550-600 a week, so you don't have to do the full-time job thing. And then on the side you could do your sort of side hustle, which you could eventually turn into your main hustle, your empire building mode turned on. I just think it's a lot of people that say, how do I start Amazon with 100 quid or no money at all? I'm like, you just can't really do it. Like you can, but you can't really do it, I don't think. You're just opening yourselves up to a massive amount of struggle, most likely going to give up, or you're going to have to deploy a hell of a lot of patience like I did. And it took me 3.5 years to get to the stage where now I said, look, this month we probably do 70,000+ in sales, which may sound great, but trust me, you didn't see them 3.5 years of just it reinvesting, because it's a stock-based business. Everyone thinks that as soon as they start making profit, that's great and they can pay themselves. No. Make £2,000 profit in Amazon, you have to leave the majority of that in the business to reinvest in stock. Otherwise the business stops growing. It's not, whereas a service-based business, you get to pay yourself all that money. If you're starting out, my advice would be, depending on the cash that you've got, by the way, if you've got a steady income already, if you've got a load of money behind you, then yes, you can start deploying that into starting a brand on Amazon or whatever you want to do, and then start that as a side hustle and build it up. However, if you haven't, you're going to really struggle to put a tiny bit of investment into this business and then try and just compound that up. You can do it, but just take it from me. There's an easier way that you don't have to struggle as much as I did in the early days. So I wanted to touch on that today. Let me know if you like these sort of raw cut videos where it's just sort of my thoughts about business stuff and Amazon stuff and life stuff. Might start doing some more of them. So let me know if you watch this whole video. Type in unicorn Amazon seller below. I'll know who the real veterans are. And let me know. Yeah, please do let me know if you enjoy this sort of content, then I can do some more of it, more sort of personal like content. Let me know what sort of content ideas you'd like me to talk on, other than just the regular Amazon stuff, which I talk about anyway. So yeah, make sure you like, follow, subscribe and share with anyone that you think this might be helpful to, and I'll see you in the next video.